Mr. Speaker, thank you very much, and thank you to the member opposite for the compliment on my nice tie. I agree with you. Actually, yours is very nice as well. Could I say, Mr. Speaker, it gives me pleasure to speak on the Privacy Costs Cross-Border Information Amendment Bill. And in particular, the reason I think it's important to speak on this is because this amendment is designed to ensure that personal data originating overseas and sent to New Zealand is subject to New Zealand's privacy protection. The bill's transfer prohibition notice mechanism will ensure foreign data, personal data, cannot be sent via New Zealand to jurisdictions without adequate privacy protection. Well, that sounds good, Mr. Speaker, but why is that important? I think it was the Green member who spoke in the debate earlier who mentioned the European Union and difficulties they had had with other countries of the world, and I think namely the US of A. And in fact, the EU have a data protection directive in place, one of the first parts of the world to decide that the protection of individual data when it crosses borders was important. Their directive says that when data is sent to a country outside of the European Union, that country must protect data or have rules in place that would protect that data to the same degree that they would be protected had the data have remained within the European Union. Now, after a number of difficulties in the world, September 11 and other terrorist atrocities, America decided that they wanted to collect additional information on people before they travelled to their country, and indeed when they were issuing visas to people that might want to travel to America for whatever purpose. Well, the difficulty was, Mr. Speaker, in deciding that when people travel from Europe to America, information would need to be shared. It was a view of the European Union that US data protection rules were not the same as theirs, and therefore there were many years of discussion around this between the US and the European Union. I understand that's been rectified. Mr. Speaker, it could be that New Zealand would have similar difficulties with the European Union or other countries who had very strong legislation on data protection, but this piece of legislation means that guarantees can be given. I think our data protection rules will be the same as the European Union's and most other countries of the world, and it means that there will not be any hold-up in as far as trade is concerned or people travelling to New Zealand or information we might share or be required to share with America or anywhere else. For that reason, Mr. Speaker, it's important that we support this. I'm glad it's about to enter into force very soon. I want to recognise members opposite have said that it was the last government who introduced this to the House, as with many other pieces of legislation that the last government introduced, paid a bit of lip service, didn't have time to put it through. Not sure they were very serious about it, but aren't we glad we changed government and that the opposition will be supporting that today. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. And can I say that I think that the member's tie opposite, it cost you more to buy your tie than it did mine, but it's still a very nice tie. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members, the question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Contrary will say no. The ayes have it.
Privacy Cross-Border Information Amendment Bill, second reading.
The bill is set down for third reading forthwith.
Mr. Speaker, I move...
The Honourable Pens